A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us on this, the 8th of November. My name is Wairi Mombogwa. Now let's take a look at some of the stories making headlines. Hawkers in Kibera picking up pieces in rebuilding the market. And a test of faith, just how trustworthy is your church? Welcome. Now, following a fire that destroyed the Kibera Hawkers Market, the most affected are now picking up pieces all over to start afresh. But what does it entail for the community living in Kibera? Agnes Minor tells us the details.
Currently, the National Youth Service is concentrating in a thorough cleanup, helping clear blocked drainages and collection of garbage in the informal settlements in Kibera in a bid to help improve sanitation.
Maulid Ibrahim Diab na mayouth kwa hii area. So hii ni initiative ya government. Na wamekuja na hii idea ya kujenga choo, mitaro na pia kuemploy mayouth.
So far, about 300 toilets have already been constructed and more are underway. About 3,000 youth have been employed through the National Youth Service.
Kuna hii project inaendelea hapa ni ya choo. Na ni project. Tuseme ni kuna choo kama 600 zinajengwa za na around Kibera 600. So kuna zile zishajengwa around kitu kama 300 ziko tayari. So zile zitaanza cooperate maybe next month, zitakuwa zimemaliziwa kila kitu. So hii hapa ndio itaka kuanziwa. So ni choo kubwa na tutakuwa na hall pia juu.
The Bidii Youth Group has engaged the youth to positive community development activities, therefore cutting off criminal cases among the youth in Kenya.
Wale mayouth wameandikwa na gava around 300 youth, 3,000. Kibera peke yake 3,000 youth, na kuna malipo wao pata malipo tuseme kitu kama 400 and something per day. So kuna 30% hiyo do inakatwa, inaenda kwa sako, inaenda kwa savings, alafu maybe after 3-6 months itarudishwa kwa mayouth na itadaboliwa 2-3 times.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Agnes Minor.
Now, the Christianity test of faith was challenged last week by an expose that saw a pastor cheat many believers. Prophet Victor Kanyare of Salvation Healing Ministry hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons by allegedly using his church as a marketplace. Just how trustworthy is your church, and is church becoming the new business enterprise in Kenya? Let's find out.
Kenya has quite a number of churches, considering the fact that many of them are mushrooming day in, day out. Most, or rather all of them, expect their followers to give offerings in many forms, depending on what they prefer to call them, as stated in the Bible, Malachi 3:10. Most Kenyans, being loyal Christians, act as per this statement. Most churches put their offering in good projects, facilitating the spread of the Word of God, with most churches spearheading big developmental projects. However, there are those that use churches for personal gains, and somehow they have managed to win the hearts of many followers and end up in self-beneficiary schemes, forgetting the society. As many innocent Kenyans fall prey to these untrustworthy men of God, the wrath from their deeds will for sure haunt them forever. Whether charismatic or not, God is one. It's good to support the church, but payment shouldn't be considered a must. The ball is in our court, and it's up to us to be smart and make the right religious decisions.
Now, African countries endorsed a UN roadmap to support a sustainable transport system for the continent. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon witnessed adoption of the new plan meant to benefit health, environment, and overall sustainable development across Africa.
African governments have a mandate to prioritize infrastructure as a key sector in development for the continent to make significant economic gains. This was a strong talk point from the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon to delegates attending the UN Environment Programme Summit.
Africa is growing rapidly, and I am very encouraged to see so much dynamism from individuals and the private sector, creating jobs and income.
In Kenya alone, rapid urbanization is projected to double Nairobi's car fleet in just 6 years, a situation that could put the health and well-being of thousands of Kenyans at risk.
In strengthening African transport, we must overcome a number of infrastructure bottlenecks and policy choke points.
Globally, air pollution is killing 7 million people a year, though deaths from outdoor air pollution in Africa are well below the world average.
In looking at the perspectives for Africa on sustainable transport, we also have the perfect case study of what the world is currently negotiating in terms of a future set of sustainable development goals.
Global development lenders pledged more than $8 billion to boost economic growth and reduce poverty in 8 countries in the Horn of Africa. World Bank's pledge of $1.8 billion includes $600 million from its private sector arm that will go toward a regional pipeline and road projects linking Uganda, Kenya and South Sudan, among other projects.
Transport is about mobility. It's about access, it's about safety, it's about resource efficiency, it's about health, and it is about equity.
With rapid urbanization in developing countries, energy consumption and carbon dioxide emissions by urban transport are increasingly rapidly everywhere in the world, including Africa.
And in sports now, let's take a look at the English Premier League table standings. Chelsea started a notch higher this season, maintaining a whopping 10-match unbeaten run with 26 points and having drawn only 2 of their Premier League matches. They have a strong side this season and they are hoping to maintain their form till the end of the season. Southampton are second on the log, keeping their consistency intact. Kenya's Victor Wanyama has been instrumental in keeping the Saints just 4 points behind Chelsea. Defending league champions Manchester City had a slow start to the season and are currently on a roller coaster situation, both in the Champions League and in the English Premier League. They lie third on the table with 20 points. Arsene Wenger's side, Arsenal, who have been struggling with a quite number of injuries this season, are trailing fourth behind Manchester City with 17 points. And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you for joining us. My name is Wari Mombogwa. Do have a good night.